Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are rediving deep into the enigmatic world of one of history's greatest minds, Leonardo da Vinci. We all know him as the painter of the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. But was he just an artist? Or was he a master of secrets, hiding clues and codes in plain sight within his most famous works? Let's peel back the layers of paint and see what mysteries we can find. Leonardo wasn't just a painter, he was an inventor, a scientist, an anatomist, a musician, a true Renaissance man. His notebooks are filled with futuristic inventions and profound observations. This is a man whose mind operated on a completely different level. So, the question isn't asterisk, if asterisk he was capable of hiding messages in his art, but asterisk why asterisk he would do it. Some believe he was part of secret societies. Others think he was challenging the religious doctrines of his time. Let's start with perhaps his most debated masterpiece, The Last Supper. This massive mural, painted on the wall of a convent in Milan, depicts the moment Jesus announces that one of his apostles will betray him. For centuries, art historians have analyzed the reactions of the apostles, the composition, the use of perspective. But in recent years, new theories have emerged that suggest there's more than meets the eye. For example, look at the figure to Jesus' right. Traditionally, this is the Apostle John, often depicted as young and effeminate. However, some theorists, popularized by books like the Da Vinci Code, argue that this figure is not John at all, but Mary Magdalene. They point to the flowing red hair, the delicate features, and the V shape formed between Jesus and this figure. This V is said to represent the chalice, or the Holy Grail, symbolizing a sacred feminine lineage. The theory suggests that Jesus and Mary Magdalene were married and had a child, a bloodline that the church supposedly tried to suppress. Look at the way their bodies lean away from each other, creating this empty space, yet their hips are angled as if they were a single unit, almost like mirror images. It's a compelling idea. Does this mean it's true? Not necessarily. Mainstream art historians argue this is a conventional representation of John, but it certainly makes you look at the painting in a new light, doesn't it? But the secrets of the Last Supper might not just be in who is depicted, but also in what isn't. Where is the Holy Grail? In most depictions of this scene, the cup of Christ is a central element. Here, it's absent. The only cup is a simple glass on the table. This has led some to believe that Leonardo was making a profound statement, that the Grail wasn't a physical object, but a person, Mary Magdalene herself, the vessel of Christ's bloodline. And it gets even weirder. An Italian musician named Giovanni Maria Palla discovered what he believes is a hidden musical composition within the Last Supper. He drew a musical staff across the painting and noted that the loaves of bread on the table in the hands of Jesus and the apostles correspond to musical notes. When read from right to left, which is how Leonardo often wrote, these notes form a 40-second requiem-like hymn. Coincidence, or a deliberate hidden soundtrack to one of the most dramatic moments in history, composed by a master musician and artist? It's an incredible thought. Now, let's move from Milan to Paris, to the Louvre, and gaze upon the most famous smile in the world, the Mona Lisa. This portrait is already steeped in mystery. Who was she? Why is she smiling like that? But the latest discoveries have taken the enigma to a microscopic level. Using high-resolution magnification, researchers claim to have found tiny letters and numbers painted into her eyes. In her right eye, they've identified the letters L and V, which could simply stand for his name, Leonardo da Vinci. A signature of sorts, but the left eye is more cryptic. The letters are less clear but appear to be C and E, or perhaps B and S. What could they mean? No one knows for sure. Some speculate they are clues to the model's identity. Was she Lisa Gardini, the wife of a Florentine merchant, as is commonly believed, or someone else entirely? And it doesn't stop there. In the arch of the bridge in the background, the number 72 or the letters L2 seem to be hidden. In some esoteric traditions, these numbers hold significant meaning. The number 72, for example, is linked to the name of God in Kabbalah and appears in various ancient and mystical contexts. Was Leonardo, a man of science, also a man of mysticism? The landscape behind Mona Lisa is just as mysterious as she is. It's a strange, dreamlike world that doesn't seem to match up. The horizon line on the left is significantly lower than the one on the right. It creates a subtle, unsettling effect, making her seem taller or more monumental from one side than the other. Some art historians believe this was a deliberate technique to create a sense of surrealism and unease. Others think it's another code. They suggest that the two different landscapes represent the duality of nature, or perhaps the union of the masculine and feminine. Leonardo was fascinated by geology and the natural world, so it's entirely possible he embedded geographical or philosophical ideas into this painted world. Let's consider another of his masterpieces, the Virgin of the Rocks. Leonardo painted two versions of this scene, and both are filled with strange details. The painting depicts Mary, the infant Jesus, an infant John the Baptist, and an angel in a grotto, but the composition is unusual. In the first version, the angel Uriel is pointing at John the Baptist, and his expression is hard to read. Mary is protecting John, and Jesus is blessing him. Why is the angel pointing? Some theories suggest this alludes to a non-biblical story or a belief held by a secret group that Leonardo may have been associated with. Even more intriguing is the controversy that led to the second version. The confraternity that commissioned the painting was unhappy with the first one, though the exact reasons are debated. Did they find something heretical in it? In the second version, painted years later, the angel's pointing finger is gone. The halos are more obvious, and John is now holding a cross, making the religious symbolism much clearer and more conventional. It's almost as if Leonardo was forced to tone down his original, more ambiguous message. What was he trying to say in that first painting that was deemed so controversial? We have to remember, Leonardo lived in a time of great religious and political turmoil. Expressing unorthodox ideas could be dangerous. Art was one of the few mediums where one could subtly embed alternative viewpoints, hidden from the casual observer but clear to those who knew what to look for. His obsession with anatomy, for which he dissected human corpses against church doctrine, shows he was not a man who blindly followed authority. He was a seeker of truth, whether it was scientific or spiritual. Could these hidden messages simply be the result of overactive imaginations centuries later? It's certainly possible. Sometimes a crack in the paint is just a crack in the paint, but with a mind like Leonardo's, it's hard to dismiss everything as coincidence. He was a master of illusion, perspective, and symbolism. Every brushstroke had a purpose. He wrote in his notebooks, "The painter who has no doubts will achieve little." This suggests a mind that was constantly questioning, exploring, and perhaps encoding. From musical notes in a supper scene to microscopic letters in a subject's eye, the mysteries of Leonardo da Vinci's art continue to fascinate and inspire debate. Whether they are intentional codes or simply the intricate details of a genius's work, they invite us to look closer, to question what we see, and to appreciate that great art always holds more than meets the eye. They remind us that behind the beautiful surface, there might just be a hidden world of secrets waiting to be discovered. What do you think? Was Leonardo embedding secret messages in his work, or are we just reading too much into these masterpieces? Let me know your theories down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of art and mystery, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more deep dives into history. As greatest enigma. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.